All right, this was another build-around submission. This was a build-around for Niv-Mizzet Reborn. It's a 6/6 flyer. When it comes into play, you look at the top 10 cards of your deck, and then for each color combination, you can grab a card that's exactly those two colors. So that's why you'll notice basically everything that's not Niv-Mizzet or Chromatic Lantern are cards that are two-color cards because we get to draw them when Niv-Mizzet reveals them. So one thing we've done with this deck that I'm not certain if it's right is I've got 4 Gateway Plazas and 2 Rupture Spires here, which are like the double tap lands that make mana of any color. So other ways you can try and build this deck are like base green to play things like Paradise Druid for mana fixing. So what we're trying to do with this build is our only fixing is Chromatic Lantern, and then we're trying to just cast our other spells by playing these kinds of slow lands. Now, that might make us a little bit too poor against things like red, but I'm hoping against like various mid-range decks that exist in the format that's going to end up being okay. So let's go ahead and play some games. Yeah, the fact that when Niv was reborn, he lost his can't be countered text is awkward. Hey, Turkin, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. This is ladder worthy. I should probably check my ladder rank. We got, what, 4 days before the ladder season's done? I think I was like 300 or 400 after Friday. So might need to play a little bit more before we wrap things up this season. Hopefully cinch up the top 1,000 this time around. Oh no! Oh no! How do we beat a basic mountain, chat? How do we beat a basic mountain? I do have 4 Othakai in my 75, so maybe that'll give us a shot. Got some Knight of Autumns. Do you gain some life? Yay! They're a mid-range deck! Woo! Mid-range! Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Pick it up. Pick it up. Whew! Whew! Dodged the mono red aggro bullet. I ran into red deck win 6 times that I wrote it in, now I'm here. The red deck's the best deck in the format. Like, and the easiest way to know that it's the best deck in the format is we've known that it's the best deck in the format, and it still keeps putting up the most results. So, like, the easiest way to know mono red is busted is people know that it's the best deck, and it still keeps winning. Alright, I think I just want to get my Lantern down this turn. I think I just go Lantern, Gateway Plaza. Like, I could, like, Knight of Autumn, but then I can't actually play a land because the Gateway Plaza needs me to pay a mana for it. So far, we're able to cast all of our spells, though, so that's nice. Think we got to send that back from whence it came.
Stand by and walk. Don't worry, I got this.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and shock this in, and I'm gonna Knight of Autumn this Dragon Sword. Hey, Soars, thanks for the 13 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Ooh, they don't have a land. That's good for me. What about my big angry boy here?
This might be a bad idea.
Hey, Vendeli, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, gosh. Teferi lets us bounce the Ravager Wurm, too. That's sweet. Good clean living. This does give them a window to mobilize District, kill the Time Raveler, but that's fine. We can Discovery into a Niv-Mizzet and cast it next turn, which is sweet. I guess I technically could have Discovered into Niv-Mizzet this turn, but I think I want to take their verdicts off the table, guaranteed.
Who are you to call me mad? Come to me! That's more like it.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
Remember when we talked about little Teferi being busted? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Let's slow this down. Trust me, I have a plan.
Bye, Felicia.
Come on.
And hey, look, our deck is doing things without drawing its namesake. That's nice. That's nice. We're able to cast all of our spells. That's another good check mark. Bant midrange has a much worse red aggro matchup than you would otherwise expect from the deck looking at it. And past that, it is also not fantastic against these various Planeswalker and Dreadhorde decks that are running around. Yeah, that's a good way to summarize what we have going on here. This deck just like has a bunch of playable Magic cards in it that just like also happens to be. I get to name Rampage here.
To the library.
I would like to name the card that's on top of my deck. Thank you.
Here we go.
So I don't really want this to make an egg and kill my stuff, so I'm just gonna pass for the turn. Alright, Niv-Mizzet. Don't disappoint me. We've got a lot of faith here in you. Alright, you drew 3. You drew 3. I'll give you the 3. We'll give you the 3. The animation on Niv is very slick. Very slick. Yeah, Bant did have a good Nexus matchup, but Mono Red has like successfully has pretty successfully pushed that out of the format. Oh, why did I do that? I thought this was when it took damage. That's a different card. It's a little dinosaur, right? It's whatever. We kind of have a build our own adventure book from here. I kind of don't want to name mill 4 cards.
Let me aid your research.
I guess this attack is pretty free. They trade this plus this for it. Or like that plus Spitfire. Alright, so Rampage seems fine if they've got the Dragon Ramp spell. Despark seems okay. Trophy seems fine. Oath doesn't seem like it kills a whole lot out of their deck. Enter the God Eternals does kill their Verdicts, but it probably doesn't kill much other than that, huh? I don't know that I really care about Thought Erasure. I feel like I'd rather just have cards that play to the board. Bring the extra knight in to like gain random life and be able to kill their artifact. Was Sultai as hideous or more hideous than Gates? It was better than the Gates deck, but that's a low bar. Hey, Fonsetti, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yikes. Think that's a mulligan, right? I'm gonna bottom that, looking for some more cheap interaction or ramp spell here. I'm going to lead on Steam Vents here. So that way if we draw Growth Spiral, we can play that on 3. I guess we could have shot without shocking. Asterisk without shocking. Opponent confirmed playing Magic on the other side of the table, missing their land drop. I do like this sleeve. This is the sleeve that comes with the, this avatar. It's really kind of slick. Hey, what's going on, Wiggles? Happy Monday. I think I just named Chromatic Lantern here, right? It's like a roundabout way to dig for a land with her plus.
I know, I noted this somewhere.
Sweet, and we hit a Stomping Ground there, so she's gonna get to down tick, and then we'll get to cast Niv-Mizzet Reborn next turn. We should play a deck with Memorial to Folly because it's Memorial Day.
Let us fight.
Assume we're gonna see him loot through some non-lands here, digging to mana. I chose Solar Blaze for the mass removal spell because it's the easiest to cast.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Well, I mean, I guess if we drew more than 2, we were gonna have to discard here. Our deck doesn't have enough, like, black and white sources to play, like, black, white cards like Kaya's Wrath consistently. See if they play a dragon that dies to enter the God Eternals here, we'll be pretty done. They're probably pretty done regardless. We've gotten set up, like, outside of, like, Command the Dreadhorde, our deck probably is just bigger than most mid-range decks. Oh, that's kind of interesting. When you have Tamiyo out, you can't sacrifice a card, so you just have to take 5 from Demanding Dragon. That's cute. Alright, I think I'm gonna gain 4 with this, just so I, like, don't die by mistake. What's a 4 of? I'd like to draw Angrath's Rampage. Haven't seen one of those yet.
Seek and find.
That's the one time that I actually... Hey, we've cast Demanding Dragon on this stream. Thank you very much. Did you insult my boy Demanding Dragon? Alright, so I'm going to attack with these. I'm going to Baby Teferi, pick my knight up. And then if Baby Tef doesn't draw a land, will down-tick Tamiyo draw a land?
I'm known for my excellent timing. I'll protect you.
The past is never forgotten.
I guess I could have Angrath's Rampage to kill this too. Yeah, there's been some sweet Horizon spoilers today. If you are keeping up on EDH Horizons, there were some good spoilers released today. We actually got a card that's probably going to be modern playable. We got a grizzly bear that has Stony Silence stapled onto it.
We will meet again.
So I'm milling them here just because I'd prefer to not risk decking out because our deck draws a lot of cards. Alright, onward, upward, backward, forward. Slow and steady. I can cast 2/3 of my spells. I think this is a keep. Oh, sweet. Look at that. Look at that. Just like we drew it up, chat. Never didn't have it, etc., etc. I don't know that Eldamari's Call is good enough. Spending 2 extra mana to get a card and then that card doesn't come into play seems loose. Like I'd be unconvinced that that card is better than just like playing Eldritch Evolution or Neoform or Quarter Calling. Yeah, you can always see deck lists for the upcoming decks that we're going to be playing on stream in the deck queue on my website, bit.ly/deck queue for short.
Me later.
Yeah, let's just do this. This interaction is so great. Just like, let me rebuy my best card against you, please. Thank you. Unfortunate that they have the 1-drop with haste here, because it means that they get to finish Teferi without attacking him for 3. I'd kind of be surprised if Eldamari's Call is modern playable. Maybe in like an all-in devoted druid deck, but people, again, every season, every time new cards every time new cards are released, people always overestimate, in my experience, how efficient and brutal Modern is as a format. Like, adding a 2 mana premium to cast your spell is like a huge premium. That's probably fine to keep there. I mean, Finale of Devastation again puts the card directly into play. I guess that you can cast it technically. As someone who's played a lot of 4-color JAC, I'm not quite sure why I would want that card in that deck. That was a good discovery. Twas a very good discovery. Now, we need to fade them having Frenzy here. Morning, Jack. They're going to play like a Chandra or Frenzy here, and I'm going to be sad, but I can't just keep taking these hits here when I have no more resources. Kaiser Ozy, thank you for the 5 months. Welcome back. Good morning. Don't play a card advantage spell. Don't play a card advantage spell. Well. Hey, thanks, Nemi. I appreciate that. Yeah, and like, even if like they had hit this, like if we just like had drawn our deck's namesake, we might have been okay here, but we're just 18 cards in and we've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 6 spells in 18 cards. Naime, thank you for the 13-month resub. Welcome back. So, like, if I hit, like, Niv and Niv draws Othakaya, we might be able to win from here. It goes, like, Othakaya plus other stuff.
Dueling you will be excellent research. I think you will find my notes helpful.
I think the play to win line is hope I get another turn. No, I'm actually just guaranteed dead, right? Because they blow this up. They blow this up. They have 3. They have 1. Oh, I should have named Enter the God Eternals. Yeah, that was the we could get back. We would have missed, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I should have named Enter the God Eternals. 10 out of 10 should have named Enter the God Eternals. So we're dead when they untap if they blow this up. Needed this to happen a little bit sooner, so we could, like, find something like this and gain some life. We do get to board in a bunch of extra cards that gain life here post-board, so let's go ahead and do that. To board in some extra Knight, some extra Oaths, an extra Enter the God Eternals, I believe. Extra Trophy, extra Knight. Oh, I don't have a 3rd Enter in the sideboard. That's probably a mistake. Yeah, we drew a lot of lands for only being on 25. Teferi's probably good enough to keep in just for bouncing these 2. I think I like this. Let's do it. I believe he does have a foil, yeah. Yep. No plays till 3, but I think that's going to happen a lot of these games. We have Chromatic Lantern, Oath, and Niv here, so there's a lot to like. We see Phoenix, would you board in D-Spark? Maybe... I don't know, D-Spark's just really narrow. I think I might shock here and go Lantern into Rampage. Cause like this is gonna deal damage to me regardless, right? So might as well shock and like cast my spells so I'm less likely to die with cards in my hand. Next turn I can Niv-Mizzet Reborn or I can Teferi, bounce Oath, replay Oath. So actually in a very good spot here. Probably just jamming Reborn, because he's pretty likely to draw me cards that gain me life, and it lets me put the land into play tapped. Although killing Runaway Steamkin is pretty appealing. Six is pretty tough for them to cut through, though. So do I Niv, or do I Oath this? Well, now we just cast that. Easy decision getting made for us. Cast the unbeatable card. Our mana is definitely awkward in this deck when we draw the Rupture Spires and stuff like that, but if we can cast our spells, we have a lot of spells that are just very good here. I mean, feels a little bit bad, but like, Niv-Mizzet could dig us to a Tamiyo, and then Tamiyo rebuys these things out of our graveyard, which is nice. We're gonna Angrath Rampage me, sure. I mean, going after Lantern doesn't really do anything here, right? Because I have all my colors. Alright, Pikachu, I choose you. I actually already cut that card, Turkey Sloth. I agree that Epiphany is not very good. So, you'll see the changes that I made later. It'll be up next. I've already got it imported and stuff and all set up. Should be a lock from here. We've got all of our bases covered. Casual draw 4, not bad. This is going to rebuy Enter the God Eternals here, which is nice.
You want to play with fire, huh? Let's light it up.
Hey, that JJ, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. You worked out the expected number of cards drawn from Niv in this deck. It's like 4 to 5. It's like 4, I believe. We're almost 50% hits. The computation there actually, it's probably closer to 3 to 4. The computation actually gets kind of muddled because you have to factor in that you can't you have to factor in that you can't get 2 cards of the same color or the same color combination, which makes the math a lot more murky. Maybe I'm supposed to Thought Erasure this turn. Oh, you know what? I should kill the first striker here probably, right? Yeah, I should probably kill the first striker. They gonna empty their hands here. Yep. Yeah, sure. There aren't a ton that share colors, but there's a non-zero amount, which means it does muddle the calculation, like I said.
Right on schedule. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
So, I think it's probably safe to say that we're a lock at this point. I just kind of got to go through the motions. Yeah, definitely in garbage time territory. This is a game where, like, if I was playing Paper Magic, I'd be playing with my hand face up. Just like, you can concede at any point, just let me know.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
You let me know when you're dead enough for you to be happy. I'm gonna go ahead and block the non-first strike creature here, because if this is a lightning strike, I don't want them to, like, lightning strike this and then not get to kill their thing. Although I guess if they have a lightning strike here, they technically get to finish this off and clear my 6/6 out. I just, like, also get to kill their 2/2. So I can play this. I can play this. I can play this. So I've got 5, 6, 7 here. I don't really know Milik. I'm not really big into, like, Magic Vorthos type stuff. Yep. What if I just cast Lightning Helix every turn, opponent? It's just every turn. It's just like, how about another Lightning Helix? Thank you. Hey, look, it's another Lightning Helix. Zentis, thanks for the 13-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Niv is a cutie.
Wanna go, tough guy?
Does good stuff.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
Fire! Like, they know about these two cards, so, like... Yeah, I was a little bit down on this card early, but as this format's developed, I definitely think that card's better than I initially gave it credit for. The deck was very reasonable, Anner. We ended up 4-1, I believe.
Let's try this.
Oh, I could draw Step Thought Erasure. Yeah, we should draw Step Thought Erasure.
You should be flattered. I decided. The more, the messier. Seems I've been outplayed.
Hey, look, it's another Lightning Helix.
I am Tamiyo. It is an honor to meet you.
Hey, Dak, don't usually tune in for standard much, so I missed last month 3-up message. Thanks for the 14, I appreciate it. Listen, chat, I realize I'm an idiot who doesn't know how his own cards work, but we're still winning this game by a huge margin. Yeah, like, this is a Helix, this is a Helix. They're probably going to trigger this when they attack and kill these planeswalkers, like... So yeah, this again was a build-around submission. Someone said, hey, can you build a deck around 5-color Niv-Mizzet? And I was like, yep. And I put a ton of respect for red aggro in this deck, because this deck has a lot of clunkiness to it in cards that are just not great against red aggro overall. So, to offset a lot of our stuff being bad against red aggro, I put in a lot of cards that are good against red aggro. And you get a Lightning Helix, and you get a Lightning Helix. Everybody gets a Lightning Helix.
Your talents are worth cataloging. The storied past holds holds our future.
We're at 26 cards. We're not really in danger of decking. We're fine. My 6/6 is killing him real quick, like, too.
Let me know if you're up for round
Subject is
2.
easily agitated.
Yeah, and remember, this is the easy game. As Cloudy Winds just pointed out in chat, we are going to be on the draw for the next one. Trigger my oath.
I have learned little here.
Was God Eternals better to take? Yeah, it was. I forgot Tamiyo could rebuy that one. Forgot we had that one in there. Do I want more Rampages? This is just like a 2-mana removal spell, huh? After playing a lot with both Chandra and Frenzy, I think Frenzy's the better card, Goofy Hat Matt. It just is a lot more powerful. Yeah, this also kills their Chandras, right? Like, Thought Erasure kind of has less merit on the draw. I think I'm going to put these Discoveries back in to, like, dig to my... I got a lot of high-impact cards to dig to, so let's just, like, leave the Discoveries in to dig to them. I don't know that I'm that worried about Phoenix. Like, I have a 6/6 as a blocker. I have Teferi to bounce egg tokens. I think I'm going to keep this. What's wrong with this hand, Marty? Look at our perfect mana. Turn 4 Niv-Mizzet coming up, or Enter the God Eternals. Yeah, Enter the God Eternals ahead of curve is just like our single best card in the matchup, like not close. There's the Phoenix we talked about. So do I jam this and try and find some stuff, or do I just enter here? I think I just do this. I'm binning these growth spirals. Yeah. I think I have too many of these style cards, maybe. I don't know, I have to go back and, like, count all my mana sources again. Needs more Reliquary Tower, right? For sure. It's a lot of expensive stuff over there. Would really like to hit an untapped land this turn. Maybe I'm just supposed to enter the God Eternals here because it gives me a blocker too. But I kind of want to get my 6 land into play since I have so many 3-drops in my hand. Like next turn I can go Oath your Phoenix, Teferi, bounce the Phoenix Egg. I think I'm okay with this exchange here. Because, like, they're going to lightning strike this, but now I can, like, Teferi bounce the egg, Othakaya kill this. And actually, I think I do this, remove your egg, and then knight this. That's fantastic. I think I just killed the frenzy here. And like we're at 16 with like gain 7 in our hand. And like a Niv-Mizzet still. Oh yeah, trigger up to 18. Thanks. Don't mind if it does.
That's more like it.
So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just Oath plus Teferi bounce the egg here. Gives me a chance to draw a land too.
Sorry I'm late. I've got time. This might be a bad idea.
Alright, coffees for closers. Hey, look! 2 more copies of Lightning Helix. Don't mind if it does. Niv tried to eat the resub alert, right? Hey, Capital Arc, thanks for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Well, we're about to be 2-0, so you could definitely classify this as having overperformed. I'm gonna pick a Niv back up, actually, just in case they have an answer to this. They have, like, Collision Colossus or something silly. Six sixes close real quick. I think as constructed, this deck's probably really bad against Command the Dread Horde, but I don't know if there's really, you can fix that in a mid-range deck like this, so. If you're okay losing to that, you probably have an okay amount of play in a lot of these other places. Yeah, we ended both the post-board games above 20, and game 1 that we lost in that match, we flooded out pretty badly. Hey, Rogue. I just got here and our 5-color nonsense appears to have beat mono red. Please explain. Well, you see, I really hate losing to mono red, so I put a lot of cards in my deck that are good against it. Look at that. Perfect. Rupture Spire, smoothing out the mana here. So the problem with Ashiok against Command the Dread Horde is that they can take cards out of your graveyard too. That's part of the issue. Alright, I'm gonna get Dovin's vetoed here and be sad. Our mana base still looking like it's on track to cast Niv-Mizzet on curve if we hit 5 lands. This makes white, green, blue, black, or red. So we see a black or red land. Hey, Sir Helsing, happy Memorial Day to you too. Happy Monday to everybody else outside of the United States. I don't think we have enough mana to command their commands, no. Or cast command ourselves, sorry. Yeah, if they had Tyrant Scorn there, they could have actually bounced their hero in response, which would have been really bad for me because I wouldn't have drawn a card. Yep, Thief is really good. Looking for lands. Alright, so this lets me cast Assassin's Trophy if I draw it. Oh, they can't bounce once it resolves. That's super true. That is in fact how that works. Unfortunately, I don't have mana to be able to cast Angrath Rampage here. Hey, look, there's my Clifftop Retreat. So that'll let me cast Niv next turn. Then I can go ahead and Thought Erasure and leave this, continue leaving this land on top so Thief of Sanity has one less look. Yeah, I just take Mortify, right? Because it kills my Niv. Oh no! It is tapped! Oh, I just assumed my mana was perfect. I just assumed my mana was perfect. Yeah, I could have draw stepped that again. Thanks for the reminder. The hubris about our mana, chat. The hubris of my mana. Yikes, that might put us a little bit behind here. That's fine. We weren't casting this next turn anyways. Well, Hallowed Fountain actually wouldn't let us tap it. Or cast it or whatever. So we're hoping to find a trophy here. Yeah, we need a black or red land to be able to cast this next turn. Alright, excellent. My mana base is perfection.
Goes nothing.
We're done it. We get to go. That brings the Clifftop Retreat into play untapped here too, so we get to go retreat into Wurm next turn. Would you like to bounce my... You're bouncing my card that drew infinite cards. Yep, deal. Resolves. Sure. And, like, we're actually gonna get to play through this Thief plenty fine, right? Like, we just, like, get to... There's 37 cards in my deck. We're fine there. And then I think Teferi's just gonna bounce this hero here, so that way we just, like, continue tempoing them, basically.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Yeah, and again, they're missing land drops, so that means us both having lots of cards favors the person with more lands, because we're more likely to double spell sooner, and, like, our spells are more impactful overall. You gonna get your Thief back? I guess they don't know about this other worm, do they? No, they do. They do know about this other worm.
Embrace the bloodlust. you all short lives.
I wish you all short lives. It is the worm animation is one of the best animations out of guilds. Allegiance, yeah, that's the one. RNA, whatever that set is.
My heart is hollow with scorn for you. Accept the darkness within.
So, like, do I just attack Soren again? I think so. And then, like, I cast the Niv-Mizzet. Well, the Soren gives all their stuff lifelink. So, like, swinging for their face while their stuff has lifelink seems mediocre. Oh, I guess if I would have done that pre-combat... If I would have done that pre-combat, I could have played the Rampage on the Soren and then smacked their face. That might have been good. I think Knight might actually be useful in terms of gaining life, although I have Othakaya here too. I guess Rampage isn't good, and I'm going to trim a Knight here. Seems fine. Oh, I shouldn't have searched. I shuffled the Stomping Ground off the top of my deck there. That's fine. We're still like infinitely ahead here.
I know my responsibility. I'll protect you.
How much for a game? Like, how much for me to play your deck in a game? You can find all the details and I'll submit a deck to be played on my stream here. Redbeard, thanks for the 913 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If you mean how much to play against me while I stream, that's not really something that I offer at the moment. Alright, so Rampage and Knight both seem a little bit mediocre here. Othakaya seems good. It cleans up Thief and Hero. Hey, Epilol, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Monday. How do we feel about Solar Blaze? Feel like Solar Blaze could be okay here. That's a good catch-up / cleanup mechanic. Karn Amulet will do, Epi. Do I trim a Time Raveler because he gets killed by Thief tokens a little bit? That's probably fine. I guess they have... Enter the God of Turtles is probably the cut because they have little Teferi to bounce the token. Yeah, I could bring in a D-Spark. Trimming, kitting their Planeswalkers is probably fine. Actually, maybe Rampage is better for that. Just like, well, they do have tokens, sometimes it almost always kills the Planeswalker when they have it. That you care about, and it can kill like a turn 2 Thief on the draw. Let's do that. Yeah, agree, Zero. These spires have been a little bit awkward with how fast your starts are, but they have been doing a good job of just like letting us cast our spells, which is like all you can really ask for, right?
This isn't a fight. You know what? I'm not done yet.
You know, part of me wonders if I feel like these growth spirals are probably just better as lands a lot of the time, huh? Most of the time we've had them, like, I just wish we were hitting land drops. I might just, like, cut the 4 growth spirals for, like, 2 spells and 2 lands. I feel like it's something I'd want to do after playing this.
That thought.
Yeah, exactly, Delbur. If we cut the growth spirals, we can play fewer green sources overall, which would be nice. So again, if you listen to what I'm saying, so like, I've had other people do this and they just don't listen to everything that I say. So I talked about adding lands, and then immediately someone's like, well, are you being results-based talking about that because of the games you've played? It's not just about the results of what I'm talking about here. If you hear, I also articulated the fact that it allows us to play fewer green sources, making the mana better as well. So it's not just, hey, I missed a land this game and I'm changing my mana base because I missed a land. I'm thinking through all of the things that it means if I change these spells in my deck, and talking about the other benefits that possibly come along with it. Alright, on the play, I'm going to put in a bunch of Rampages, I think. It's also something to think about is that this deck is only playing 25 lands right now, and in decks that are trying to curve out to 5 consistently, only having 25 lands tends to be a little bit on the low side. Do I want D-Spark 2? I don't think so. Sure, it's 25 lands plus 4 lanterns, but like, if you don't make your 3rd land drop, lantern doesn't count. And a lot of the time, just playing lantern, if you play lantern on 3 or 4 and miss a land drop that turn, that's much worse than just having a land would be a lot of the time. In fact, I could feel like you might even be able to make an argument for this deck that, like, maybe we just want to play 28 lands to cast our spells and we don't need Chromatic Lanterns. And again, one of the things that makes building mana bases so complicated and such a difficult topic for a lot of people is the fact that, again, one of the big things I'm talking about is if I cut these growth spirals, I need green mana much later. Because, like, Assassin's Trophy is not a card that you're playing on 2 a lot, and Tamiyo and Niv-Mizzet are the only other green cards in this deck. So I gain mana base efficiency and consistency by cutting my green spells that I want to play on 2, because to play Growth Spiral on 2 consistently, I need like 13, 14, 15 green sources. If I'm not planning on needing green mana until turn 4 and 5 consistently, then that changes the entire dynamic of how soon I need to see these things. I'm gonna take this time Raveler here. Gateway Plaza can stay on top. That's a really unfortunate draw, because now they get to take my Niv-Mizzet away. Sure, but again, Paradise Druid and Growth Spiral, these cards that fix my mana, also put stress on my mana base. So making my mana base worse for the sake of playing something that's supposed to be fixing doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? And that's basically what trying to make Paradise Druid in this Growth Spiral works like, it feels like. Like, this feels like it wants to be a Grixis or Esper deck with, like, a green in there for Niv, basically. If that makes sense. So we're hoping to find another Niv-Mizzet at this point, so we can draw a bunch of cards and get some power going here. They notably can't veto him, which is nice. Yep. Correct. Adding cheap green cards for the sake of fixing my mana actually makes the mana worse in some ways, so it's kind of a wash. I don't think this deck can Hydra Duress. Oh, that's so brutal. I don't think this deck can consistently cast Ionize, and while have mana up in this particular game, I think in a lot of games that we're going to play, we're not going to have extra mana up. Yeah, I think it's just like Tamiyo, look at distraction, pick my Niv up.
Let us have a storied battle worth.
Yeah, it's like Niv gain 2 on suspend 1.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
It really is they're a good product, Dilly. As someone who's eaten a lot of different frozen things, their pot pies are real good.
Right on, Skit. No time for a break.
Alright, so we're taking 3 and Tamiyo's dying. And then next turn we get to play Niv, and hopefully Niv finds a 2-mana spell that we can cast, so that way we can get this veto out of their hand, because this veto is going to counter something at some point.
Our time together is finished.
Yeah, Rampage would be sweet, because that's a card they have to counter. Perfect. So, D-Spark lets me use my 2 mana and not play into their veto this turn, which means I stress their mana a little bit the following turn. Sure, you've tucked him in. So they're going to try and go on the aggro plan here, which is going to be kind of difficult in the face of this Othakaya. And, like, I have this discovery to just redraw the Niv next turn. Yeah, the worm's going to be a 5/6 as well. They don't know about the worm, though, so that's nice. And they don't get to untap 2 lands since they activated Teferi this turn, which means this getting to get cast on their end of turn when they need to veto it stresses their mana even more. So, like, if they veto this, my next turn's going to be, like, Rampager, Teferi, Oath this. So if they have another counterspell, we're in kind of a bad spot. But otherwise, we're decent. Yeah, if they have, like, another veto, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. So our health total is getting a little bit low here. Correct, and I definitely want to Oath this so I can stop them from going wide. It's pretty unlikely that Hasty Worm is going to work here. Removal spell makes that very, very sad, and I definitely can't let them untap with this. I wonder if we could see them let this resolve and just, like, be aggressive here. Yeah. Okay. So that changes the dynamic of what I want to do here, possibly. So now, I think I Discovery and dig back to my Niv. Long-time lurker, first-time subscriber. Coming back to submit Simic Yoink deck to the queue. This plus a $5 donation is going to put on. That is actually not correct, Arwood. So it's a $10 donation for... it's a $10 donation to add a deck to the queue as a subscriber, as always. You can find all the details on how to submit a deck to my queue here on my website. Yikes. Alright, well, looks like we're dead. Opponent played this really well. I don't have Solar Blades in my deck, so we're on 0 outs. So we lost the second game in that set because we just didn't have lands. And I think there's a good chance this deck just doesn't have enough lands in it. Let's play one more before we go. What's going on, little mister?
Paw Patrol.
You want Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol, get down the road. Paw Patrol.
I don't think any of the other parents want to hear the Paw Patrol theme. All right, if you go ask Mom, she'll put Paw Patrol on for you, okay? Christy wasn't fast enough for Declan's liking to put Paw Patrol on. We Paw Patrol. Are you all aware that you could currently be streaming Paw Patrol from Amazon instead of watching me here on Twitch? I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure you're aware of your options. You're choosing to watch this instead of Paw Patrol. What's going on, Chalky? Good morning. Hey, Serp. Thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Let's lead on this. I think the plan is go Hallowed Fountain into Spire into Sunpetal Grove Oath. Hey, RR Woods. Thanks for the $10 tip. I appreciate that. It's for Blue Green Thief. Sounds phenomenal. Happy to get that one added back in. I need a timeout to go watch Paw Patrol. Got you, Quaddle. We live to please. We're on a Tiger's Neighborhood kick. Yep. Daniel Tiger's good people. Hey, Wildozer. Thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Messed around with Rhythm of the Wild. Rhythm's okay. So the problem with Rhythm, in my experience, is that it's a payoff card that needs other payoff cards to make it good. So a lot of the time, rather than Rhythm, I'd rather just have more cards that are individually powerful. So they're gonna get to flip this Legion's Landing over this turn, which is a little scary. And give us a history lesson while they're at it, too. So now that they've played History of Benalia, I'm gonna go ahead and Knight of Autumn this turn. Because Knight basically kills the pump from this eventually, and it stops the next 2-2. And then ideally, my Knight's gonna get to trade in combat with their 2-2 here. Although it's probably just gonna get diddled by this. Eugene, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, counter spells have also been made kind of bad in the format by the prevalence of this card. Yikes. That's terrifying. Alright, Kaya would like to take an oath. Yeah, this is gonna be one where being on the draw probably means we were too slow. Yeah, put it at a very reasonable start on the play. So playing this and plussing on Snubhorn technically means I'm not dead on board.
Right on schedule.
Great.
Here we
I don't think we have any outs in the long term. I guess we could find like more Othakaya. Hey, Dreos Liss, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So dead to any pump spell here. Oh, golly, they're attacking Teferi. Please attack Teferi. Oh, that's so good. Oh, they don't know about the alt text on Oath. Oh, we have such a good chance if they submit these attacks. Because we're only taking one this turn. No, 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 attack the Teferi! Attack the Teferi! Didn't I have Niv off the Dragonskull Summit? Did that effectively... Oh, you know what? You're right. The Niv would have saved me, right? Because the Niv would have blocked. Yeah, the Niv would have blocked. Yeah, that's much better, actually. Oh, Niv just gets tapped. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. I thought I was crazy there for a second. All right. It would go figure that the most cards Niv has ever drawn for us is in a game where we're imminently dead, but it felt good. It felt good to draw. It felt good to draw cards, okay? We were so close and yet so far away. Hey, Sir Muliston, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, got to flex a little bit, exactly. You understand. Rampage is pretty bad in this matchup. We're playing both, Chalky. As always, the deck list is on your screen. Code Junk, thanks for the 713 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How do you feel about Thought Erasure versus Rampage? Erasure's probably fine. This Discovery casts off of Godless Shrine, which is pretty nice. Hey, Drake Money, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, those are both great, actually, right? Just like Sweeper and fixing to cast the Sweeper. So it is a little bit of a change, so it is worth pointing out. So moving forward, I am only going to be streaming till about 3 or 3:30 most afternoons. Although today we have a pretty good audience, so I might run a little bit longer, but the 8 to 10 hours a day streaming Monday through Friday is not sustainable in the long term. That was just extra hours that I was doing when the new set release was happening. So my running past 3 o'clock moving forward is going to be variable depending on my viewer count and like what else I have planned for that day. So I will still be doing 8 to 3, which is like 30 hours a week or so, but 35, 8 to 3 is, what, math is hard. 8 to 3 is 7 hours, 7 times 5 is 35, so still a good number of hours. Just slightly less than the 50 I've been doing. I think this is the deck of the day so far. It's been pleasantly good. Oh, I definitely don't mind doing extra hours when the new set is hot. Viewer counts are the highest. In fact, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you're not in the subs Discord. I posted the other day this our stream here was the most watched individual Magic stream in the 30 days following the war pre-release, which was kind of sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and trade off pretty aggressively here just so they can't flip Legion's Landing. Let's do it. Probably don't need 2 more of these. They had made the Aspirant indestructible with the Gideon Plus. Good question. No other band, kid. Thanks for the 12-month resub. I appreciate the entire year of support. It is a little unfortunate here that Niv dies to Solar Blaze, but it is what it is. Kind of surprised they attacked here, because now they can't protect the Gideon.
I am not quite indestructible.
Huh. So what I want to do here, do I just... I think I'm going to use my health tool as a bit of a resource here. Let's take a peek at what they have going on. Take this Gideon. Rupture Spire. I think that's worse than trying to draw a land that I can put into play this turn. I think I'm going to go ahead and Teferi bounce this token. Yeah, the double white on time wipe, unfortunately, is just a little bit cost prohibitive. It's not something we can really cast super consistently in this deck. Yes, once again, Growth Spiral would just be better as land. Solar Blaze! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Solar Blaze! Hi, friends. I guess I could have done that inside of combat. This is very important, chat. I've been brought. This is, what Zord is this?
Ninjas.
It's the Ninja Zord. Okay, so I gotta build the Ninja Zord here really quick. Can we build the Ninja Zord and sideboard all inside of 2 minutes? It's pretty important. You can't have your Ninja Zord just be broken. All right, let's gotta show the Ninja Zord here. Got the Ninja Zord. Look at that, constructed. All right, go back to watching Paw Patrol. Close the door. I love you. All right, white aggro. We're already sideboarded, right? This is for game 3. Super easy. I don't have any changes. It's a bit. Ninja Zord's more important anyways. Was that Chocolate Rain? That was in fact the theme of Chocolate Rain. You gotta remember to close the door to my office, bud. This could go either way. I think I'm gonna keep it. We don't have a ton of early plays in this deck. What's my favorite fruit? I don't know that I have a really favorite. I'm a big fan of a lot of different things. Kiwi, blueberry, strawberry, pineapple. Kirsty's been cutting fresh pineapple recently, which is just A+ excellent. All right, So that guarantees I can Knight next turn, but it could also mean that I could cast a removal spell this turn. Or I could cast a Thought Erasure this turn. I think I'd probably want to Thought Erasure. If they like play a Gideon next turn, I'm like pretty dead, right? I think I'm in for that. Yikes. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Alright, so let's take a peekaboo at what this deck is doing and talk about things I liked, things I didn't like, etc. Alright, so first up, my one big takeaway from those games was that in the games where I was drawing lands, I felt like I could cast my spells with a reasonable amount of consistency. Are there any other good 2-mana removal spells that we could play? Justice Strike, is that the only other multicolored one? Justice Strike might be another one. Tyrant's Scorn. Scorn sounds great. Yeah, why am I guess Scorn means I have fewer chances to like double up on Niv-Mizzet just because I have more blue-black cards. Ooh, Bedeck. I like Bedeck. I was trying to diversify what colors I have of things. I like Bedeck. I feel like I was light on 2-mana ways to kill creatures, and Bedeck sounds excellent. Like, I have Rampage, and this is technically a 2-mana removal spell, but I felt like you don't really want to cast them to a lot of time and, like, ramp them up. So I'm going to cut the Growth Spirals. My big takeaway from this was Growth Spiral felt worse than drawing a land almost every time we drew it. So I think that would be something I would change. I would trim the growth spirals, and honestly, I think I would just go up to like 20 to 27 lands just so I could cast my spells more consistently. So which colors would I want? So I probably, like, we're moving more towards like base Grixis. So like, how many white sources do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 13 white. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 13 white, 13 black. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have, is that right? This is, 6, 8, 9. I have 15 blue. How much, green mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 14 green. So by trimming, what's it called? By trimming, growth spiral, I can also trim green sources a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, we're still okay for Ravager Wurm, because I have Chromatic Lanterns here, too. Right now, it's 13 white, 13 black, 15 blue, 14 green, 12 red. Okay, thank you for counting that really quick. So I think I can get rid of at least 1 green, and then I think I probably want another black-red. I think I probably want another black-red. What's the Blood Crypt? Probably want a couple of these. And then I have one more spot for a 27th land. Yeah, so this is really annoying. So they only count the forest, island, mountain, swamp, plains here, and being able to see, so basically these don't have basic land types, so they're not counted in here. So ideally, these metrics aren't very useful. Ideally, they should show me what my total number of different mana sources are in here for these to be useful statistics. I don't think I need more blue. My mana base has 15 blue, and this gets, I guess this gets me to 14 red and 14 black. So maybe honestly, I'm up enough duels at this point that I can cut a Ruptured Spire and then add two more duels in. That's probably where I can go. Like add a Dragonskull Summit and like a Watery Grave. Oh yeah, how much white do I have at that point? I probably want a white source. I have 4, 5, 6, 11. Yeah, I probably want a white source. And again, the takeaway from this should be that building mana bases is hard, and trying to fit all the right number of colors in when you're working with 5 colors is exceptionally. There's a lot of counting going on. I might also consider getting greedy and cutting a Chromatic Lantern, because honestly, like, this is 31 mana source, which is a lot of mana sources, and I felt like a lot of times we were casting our spells without the Chromatic Lanterns to begin with, because our mana base was just pretty reasonable. So I might trim this and like add another spell. Like trimming this Chromatic Lantern for a Discovery is probably okay, because Discovery is like soft fixing, because Discovery lets you see more cards, which is really nice. I think I'd probably do that, and then we might be 1 white source short at this point. 5, 7, 12. Because I need white early to cast these cards. Then how much blue do I have? I've got 7, 8, 9. That's 14 blue. How much black do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16 black. So I probably want to turn a black source into a white source. That's 15 black, 14 blue. And then, yeah. So I'm gonna call this good enough because I don't want to sit here and, like, hammer on mana bases for forever, but those are the types of calculations you need to be doing, and this mana base is more mucked up than a lot of mana bases just because we are trying to work on the 4-color. Yeah, I might throw this one up on the website. I feel like it felt pretty reasonable overall. Maybe, usually I like to play things at least twice, so maybe if we get this added back into the queue and we get back to it again, we'll add it up there if it feels good a second time. But I think this is, if you're interested in trying it, this is the deck list I'm going to post underneath the YouTube video for my recommendation.